Well, welcome back from that short interval. Tim Bongetti out, and we get Ben Shelton onto the desk. How's that for a week, JC? You just lined it all up, haven't you? Thanks for coming in, Ben.
No worries, anytime, my pleasure.
Obviously a good time for the Bulls at the moment.
It is, mate. We've started off well, going into the break in good touch, 2 from 2, after a good 3-match practice series as well, and no injuries, so they're looking good. Early days though, very early.
And nice to get a break, nice and early, obviously 2-0. Nice to just have a week off and just reflect on obviously what you've done, but also what's ahead for the rest of the year.
Definitely, it's perfect timing. As I said, we're going in with no injuries, in good form. There's a bit of a buzz around the joint, so it is good. It's good timing. Have a week off. Not too sure what the week will hold on the track, but we are looking quite good.
And did you walk past young Bongetti as you went out? Because you'll be getting you'll get more of a look at his backside, I reckon, once you come up against him. Because
hopefully not, but yeah.
I do rate you as a defender, but I can't see you getting anywhere near Bongo.
My brother played a lot of footy some footy with Tim at the Northern Knights, and he has told me quite a bit about him. And his first 2 games, just emphasise the fact how good he is. I just said to you before off air, I think him and Cloak are the 2 best recruits that Comp's got, and they've proved it so far as well.
Speaking of Cam Cloak, look, I've heard, I saw him in round 1 and he was terrific. His intensity and his aggression and just his tack on the foot is second to none. And I heard really good things about his game on Saturday. How did he go against the
He was
Panthers?
very, very dominant. I know from first-hand experience in a practice match in an intra-club game a few weeks ago how big and strong he is. And he was just a powerhouse. The Eltham didn't have many defenders that could go with him. He draws 2 and 3 to a ball, still takes big pack marks, didn't kick many goals, but allowed the Harrisons, Rogers, Moorcrofts, Dennis's, these types to get forward, sneak forward and kick goals when he wasn't. He's very, very dominant.
It does lead into the next point, because we were mentioning off air how Paul Harrison is able to obviously get the next defender now that Cameron Cloak's line. Obviously round 1, Harrison can kick 7. How much more freedom do they get now that Cameron Cloak takes the big toll?
A hell of a lot. Every time Cam goes towards the footy, he draws a second defender with him, just because of the size of maybe not so much his name, because of his presence and the size of the bloke. But more so than Harrison, I think it's Rogers that gets out of the loop a lot. Harrow's your more stay-at-home full forward, where Clay's, for a 30-year-old, is just an amazing machine fitness-wise. He gets up around half-back into the back line and runs, and no one can go with him. Now that he's getting the 3rd, 4th, sometimes 5th defender, I think he's the one that's going to be in for a big year for us because of Cam's presence.
And Gary Moorcroft debuted for the Bulls on Saturday. What did you make of his game?
He was good. He's a genuine goal snake. He knows where they are. He's very smart, very clever. Played at the highest level. Won a premiership with one of the best teams of all time. And he might only get the footy on the weekend maybe 5 or 6 times, but he kicked, I think, 3. He's only going to get better. He had round 1 off after a good practice match. Games against Craigieburn and Oak Park and also Avondale Heights, but he's going to get better. He'll kick. I'd imagine he'd kick 60 goals quite easily this year.
You mentioned your brother before, Shelty, and we talked earlier, and we were speaking about Cloak and his brothers, and Big Johnny Cruz and his brothers, and we talked about that the lesser lights syndrome, I suppose, and you were saying that your brother Luke has really suffered from it being under your shadow throughout your career.
Luke, I didn't.
Can you tell us a bit about how Luke's coping?
He's going right. I'll answer it sensibly. He broke his hand about 8 weeks ago during pre-season, and I'm not too sure if he would have played round 1 anyway, but he's had a good year last year in the seniors, and with the 5 or 6 good recruits we've got this year, he's had to work a bit harder over pre-season, which to his credit he's done. He's fit, and he'll play against Heidelberg in the 2s after the break, along with a few others such as Powell and McIntosh and Luke Drakes as well. And
speaking about the next game, you got Heidelberg round 3, McLeod round 4, North Heidelberg round 5. You said you're looking forward to getting those 3 easy wins out the way, and then heading into the Montmorency game.
No, again I didn't. You're putting words in my mouth. But the next game is going to be huge because I don't think there's many people at Bundoora who have beaten Heidelberg. They're the only top team in the competition who I know I haven't had a win against personally, and also there's a lot of other people in my same situation. And I think we're placed in the best we've ever been to beat them. So fingers crossed we get a full side. I think we'll have a full side on that day, and hopefully they have too. And we really will. I actually spoke to Braden Shaw on the way here, and it really will, as he said, it'll give us a great indication of
where our match of the day, of course, 88.6 Zito
action. So we look forward to that one. Should be a beauty.
Saturday week.
Indeed, obviously with the week off next week. Is that the driving force over the Easter period? Obviously, you mentioned you've never beaten Heidelberg. They're almost at a time where you probably can knock them off. They're ripe. They're ready to be picked. Is that what drives you over the Easter holiday?
Yeah, for sure. I guess so. As I said, I'm not too sure what Shark's got in store for this week at training, but I mean, obviously it is. We're 2-0 in April, and big deal really. But come Heidelberg in round 3, that's where we're going to find out where we're at. And, it's going to be a huge game. I just hope they're full strength. I think we will be. and we'll really be able to see where we're at.
There's a young bloke running around for Bundoora at the moment I'd like to know a bit more of, is Jack Biankin.
Yeah.
I watched him in round 1 and he was asked a question at 3/4 time to use his pace and he responded quite well, I thought.
Yeah.
How's he travelling after 2
Yeah,
rounds?
Jack's going well. He's a little bit more quiet on the weekend against Eltham, but he's a good young kid. He's the best young kid we've got in the under-19s. He played, I think, for the Knights last year. I'm not too sure how many games he played. But he's very, very athletic. He doesn't look out of place whatsoever. He's very classy, very skillful, very poised, and I expect him to play quite a few games. He may well play more than he's quoted that he's allowed to, which will be great for us as a senior team.
And knocking off West Preston in round 1, they'd unfurled the flag. It was a big day for them. Had you built yourself for that match? Because you were in top notch in that
Yeah,
day.
I guess we did a little bit, but I mean, Phil may mention that on the weekend. It was blown up a fair bit outside of the playing group. I mean, it was a round 1 game. It wouldn't have mattered if it was McLeod or Panton Hill or whoever, it wouldn't have mattered. It was just round 1. We wanted to win and get 4 points and get off to a good start, because last year we were zipping through, so that was more of the driving force than the fact that it was simply West and their flag.
Now, you're a very close club down at Bundoora. Shelton, you mentioned you spoke to Brayshaw on the way. You're soon to have a teammate down there who'll be part of your family with Matty Powell coming on board. It must be a big thrill for you.
Yeah, it is a big thrill, mate. More so to be playing with your brother, but yeah, if there's a brother-in-law involved as well, then more the merrier.
No, great. Yeah, terrific. No, he's a good man, Matty Powell.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Now, what do you prefer? I know the boys at Bundoora are pretty adamant.
Is this a football question?
Yeah, absolutely, football. On the field, well, not on the field, it's more off the field. The Bundoora boys have you down as a dead ringer for the Travis, the homosexual,
that is on the website.
The homosexual
Alleged
housemate from alleged. Well, no, I think he was out and proud from Big Brother, of course, Travis.
Yeah.
So Google him, ladies and gentlemen. The one that I think that you're more like is rest his soul, Staffy Conceitas, the jockey who passed away.
Yep.
Which do you prefer?
Out of a homosexual or a dead jockey?
Yep.
Well, I'd have to say Travis.
Okay.
He's still here to tell his story, isn't he?
No, I'm not surprised with that one at all,
No.
Sam.
Zito, and then they called you there. I was going to say JC, you're asking all the tough questions. Just back in the series now, obviously.
Which I expected too, by the way.
Oh, indeed. You know what you're going to get when you come on this desk. But massive season ahead. You said obviously last year had the slow start.
Yeah.
Is there an expectation starting to grow down at Bundoora? You've had 2 big wins, and now you've got a massive match against Heidelberg.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, is there an expectation starting to build? And if you do beat Heidelberg, will it be hard to contain that, do you think, being free and zip?
Well, we can't control it, but I hope there is expectation down there, because I mean, Bundoora is too good a side, or too good a club, I should say, to keep finishing 2nd and 3rd. I mean, it's crap, to be honest. We've got the best side I've been involved with ever, with the best coach and best captain I've ever played under as well. So it's about time we expected to have some success, and by that I mean winning a premiership. So I spoke to a few people on the weekend who had played in our last premiership, which was going back 15 years ago now, and even they admit that maybe now is their most genuine chance to win one. So we'll wait and see. Having said that, it's April, so I mean,
Long way to go.
we'll see how we are in 5 months' time. Yeah.
Speaking of premierships and best players and best captains, you played a fair bit of under-19s footy, and I think you won the premiership in 2000.
Yeah, 2000.
You said a young bloke from Greensborough was the best player you ever played against. You played against him back in those days.
I did, yeah. Colin Gunn.
Oh.
Very, very.
Now, a serious one for you, Shelty.
Yep.
I know you. Round 9, you play against Northcote Park. Are you disappointed you have to wait that long to play against the Cougars?
No, I'm not. You asked me the same question last year, and a bit's changed since then. But no, good things come to those that wait, Jarrad.
Have we got a scoop here?
No, that's good.
No, you're not. You're not trolling the bingo halls and the
RSL clubs.
the early feeds down there at the RSL.
No.
Okay, no early fun specials. Okay,
well, the stable's quite good, isn't it?
Watch this space.
Hardly moody, but we're going all right.
You woke up the wrong side of the bed today, Jeff.
No, just big.
If you were to ask me what questions he was going to ask me, I could have written down the ones he's already asked.
Well, I think we might actually turn the tables. Is there any questions you want Jarrad to answer right before we wrap up?
There's not. Can I send a cheerio to the beautiful Zara who's at home watching? I'll see you soon.
There we go. Well, what a fine way to finish the show. Of course, we thank Ben Shelton for joining us and Tim Bongetti. We hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure you're watching next Thursday again as Web TV comes back. Seats will be back. JC might be omitted after tonight's performance. We look forward to having you there. Have a good Easter. See you soon.